Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of Movement Radio. I am Chip Hazard, and today we're tackling a hero who's both one of the most legendary and, let's be real, one of the most confusing for new readers. Today we're talking about Green Lantern. There's a massive space cop army, rings powered by emotion, different color core, more than half a dozen human Green Lanterns just from Earth alone. If you've ever wanted to get into Green Lantern comics but didn't know where to start, well, you're in the right place because this is the ultimate beginner's guide to Green Lantern. So I would say by the end, you'll know the basics of who's who, what to read, how to dive into one of the biggest corners of the DC universe. So, first, you're probably wondering who is the Green Lantern? So, let's just get to the basics. Green Lanterns are members of the Green Lantern Corps, an intergalactic force that protects every sector of the universe. Their weapons, power rings, which take their wearers' willpower and imagination and turn it into anything you can think of. Giant fists, shields, mechs, weapons, you name it, they can do it. And the rings, they're not lightly given out. The Guardians of the Universe, tiny ancient blue beings, choose individuals who are fearless and able to overcome great obstacles. That's why each Green Lantern is more than just a superhero. They're space cops on a cosmic scale. So whenever you hear Green Lantern, remember, it's not just one guy, it's an entire legacy and a galactic army. So now let's meet the human lanterns, because if you're new, this is where most of the confusion comes in. First, we're going to talk about Alan Scott, the very first Green Lantern from the 1940s. His power came from magic, not the core, but he laid the foundation. Next, Hal Jordan, known as the test pilot, the fearless daredevil, and also the most famous lantern of all time. Think of him as the poster boy of the Corps. Then you have Guy Gardner, hot headed, brash, sometimes a jerk, but he's also one of the most loyal lanterns you'll ever meet. Then you have John Stewart, the architect, the Marine veteran, and a cool headed tactician. For many, thanks to Justice League Unlimited, John Stewart is their Green Lantern. Then you have Kyle Rayner, the artist chosen after the fall of the Corps. Kyle kept the legacy alive when he was the only lantern left, earning him the nickname the Torchbearer. And then there's Simon Baz, introduced post 9/11. Simon's story is about survival, redemption, and overcoming prejudice. And then there's Jessica Cruz, a modern fan favorite. Jessica deals with crippling anxiety and fear, making her triumph as a lantern all the more inspiring. And then there's Joe Mullen from the Far Sector series. Joe is a brilliant reimagining of the lantern concept, perfect for new readers who want a fresh take. So, yeah, there's a lot of lanterns, but the beauty is you don't need to read them all. Just find the one you connect with and start from there. Okay, so before we jump into the reading list, there are a few key concepts that make Green Lantern unique. First, you have the Guardians of the Universe, the little blue guys who created the Corps. They're powerful, but not always wise. and they often clash with their lanterns. Then there's the emotional spectrum. Green is willpower, but every emotion has a core: red for rage, yellow for fear, blue for hope, indigo for compassion, violet for love, orange for greed, and black and white for death and life. It's like the lantern equivalent of Pokemon. You got to catch them all. And if you want to know about more about the emotional spectrum, somewhere around in here, I'll link a video that I done, um, where I talk about the origins of every uh, every lantern. And then you have the oath. Every lantern charges their ring with the oath. In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. It's one of the most famous mantras in comics. All right. Now the big question. Where? Where should I begin reading? Well, here are my picks. Green Lantern Secret Origin. It's a modern retelling of Hal Jordan's story, perfect for newcomers. Emerald Dawn. It's another origin, but from the late 80s. Then there's Green Lantern Rebirth. And in this, Jeff Johns brings Hal back from the dead, restores the core, and kicks off the modern era. The Sinestro Corps War. It's a full-blown epic where the Yellow Lanterns take on the Green Lanterns. Blackest Night. It's the most famous event where dead heroes and villains rise as Black Lanterns. It's creepy, epic, and unforgettable. Or you could start with Green Lantern's Rage Planet. If you want a modern entry with Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz, this is the best place to start. Or you can pick up Far Sector, totally self contained, beautifully written, and perfect for new readers who don't want to juggle decades of continuity. But if you only read a couple, I personally would recommend Rebirth and Sinestro Corps War. That, in my opinion, that's the heart of the modern Green Lantern mythos. Um, and if you're not ready to dive into the comics just yet, no problem. You still got some great entry points. You can check out Green Lantern the animated series. Seriously underrated and one of the best depictions of the core. Or you could watch Justice League Unlimited. If you love John Stewart, this is where he shines. There's also the 2011 Green Lantern movie. Let's just say it's worth watching once, if only to appreciate how much better the comics are. And very soon, we're going to get Lanterns, a new live action series from the DCU. And if James Gunn sticks the landing, this could be huge. So, my advice for new readers: don't overwhelm yourself trying to read every lantern and every story. Pick a starting point like Secret Origin or Rebirth and follow one lantern story until you're comfortable. Think of Green Lantern like DC's version of Star Wars. It's a giant cosmic saga with countless characters and worlds, but you don't need to consume it all at once to enjoy it. Start small, then branch out when you're ready. And that, my friends, is your crash course, the ultimate beginner's guide to Green Lantern. Now, I want to hear from you. Which lantern is your favorite? Are you all about Hal Jordan? Do you ride with John Stewart? Or maybe you're more into Kyle, Guy, or Jessica? Drop your pick in the comments below. Now, if you enjoyed this guide, hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Ring the bell so you never miss another episode. Also, if you want a downloadable checklist for all the comics I mentioned today, check the link in the description. I put together a free PDF so you can keep track of your Green Lantern reading journey. Thanks again for all the love and support. You guys keep this channel going. And until next time, remember, keep your imagination strong, your willpower steady. I am Chip Hazard. This is Movement Radio, and I'll see you in the next issue. Peace.